Hello, my name is Derek McGillivray, commonly called a happy medium, and today I'm going to give some insights. I've been asked by many people, Derek, you're a life coach, you're a psychic medium, you're an angelic reiki master, what's your thoughts on what's going on just now? And I've resisted doing stuff. One, because I don't think I was in the right frame of mind, like everyone else who's spiritual is going through, you could say, ascending symptoms. And I've been watching and learning a lot. A lot of my colleagues are now doing YouTube videos rather than lives because everybody wants a card. And I thought I would reach out to my spiritual followers and use some of my teaching skills to start doing YouTube videos, things you can learn from, bring my insights in, and start the interviews again. So, this is the first of many to come. And in the process, I'm actually writing my book, so that'll be coming out soon. And I've got cards that have been designed, What's the Crack and Caledonian Oracle cards. So you'll see more about that in the future videos as well and how they came about. But first of all, what I've learned over the last 4 months, because I've had to change. Everyone has been affected by all these changes around the world. And I've had to go inside, I've had to take a step back. I've had to look at what I want in my life and what I don't want in my life. And I don't want the stress, I don't want you could say, all the frustration that goes with getting caught in what's going on around the world just now. The wars, even the last 3 or 4 weeks where I had a close friend who died, but I had to wait nearly 4 hours to get him into hospital, which I think in maybe one of the richest countries in the world is outrageous. I'm a deeply caring person and I work with the NHS in a lot of my therapies, and I believe in the NHS. I was a very trade union oriented guy, believe in Bevan's kind of way forward for the NHS, coming from the T&G mentality, the Transport General Workers Union, and that fired me up. And I was a staunch Labour man in my years, and I was very political in my young years in the offshore oil movement. And now I'm kind of horrified at some of the kind of broken promises, the things that go on, and yet we're still spending millions on weapons and weapons of mass destruction, and wasting lots of money as well, when we could be healing, we could be educating people to eat healthily, and we've got other pandemics going on, and like I'm diabetic, and there's millions and millions of people that are becoming diabetic type 2. And yes, the support we get sometimes is good. Some of the medications we get haven't been researched and does more damage. And I'm not here to tell people about, you can see the vaccinations, there's good and bad on both sides, and all sorts of vaccinations. I'm here to give you my insights on what's going to be channeled about all this over the next few weeks. And I've seen people go on and, they're being honest, and there's a lot of my colleagues now encouraging me to go on and speak more, and because they see behind the scenes. I'm sometimes a private person and don't like speaking too much about the politics or what's going on around the world. Yet when I was younger, I was fired up. So what I'm going to do today is look at certain areas and what's been channeled down to me today. And I'm already feeling my guides and my energies, my angels and everything coming in. And one of the things that a lot of people ask, what do you think of Donald Trump? And a lot of people have asked me this over the years, and in the very beginning, I would say I misjudged him. I thought, who is this idiot coming into politics? Because I was in Aberdeen, I heard about the golf course and what he was going to do there, and all the controversy with his next door neighbour, you could say, and it wasn't coming over very well, it wasn't very managed very well. And I was, how do you say, misjudging what was going on. But something inside told me there's something different about this guy. He's not the same politics. And then one thing I did agree with him was the wind farms kind of outside Aberdeen. I think they're horrendous. That's my personal view. I think they're horrendous. I think they take away the beautiful scenery. And there's a lot of information coming up. They're not as environmentally friendly as we think. And Scotland's full of hydro. We've got lots of resources there. And a lot of my political allegiance shifted to SNP, then I see what they've done. And a lot of people are aware now of what's going on, but I believe that we as people can take control back. And that's what's been channeled to me is we're all in control of our own destiny and we don't have to get caught up in the fear. So when I pull the first card, I haven't even seen it yet, look at this. I call this the bitch card, the Queen of Swords. And it's all about taking control now and being, they could say, the strong feminine, which is intuitive, being strong intuitive, being awake. And swords are air, which is mental. It's all about being aware mentally of what's going on and not get caught up in the emotions and being that bitch for the greater good. Stand up for yourselves. And this is the time, this is what we call the awakening, is people are not going to put up with the rubbish. You know, they're not going to be feeling trapped as we did before. Now, this is all about using your intuition, and it's only ribbons that's holding us back. And I remember when I first started my spiritual journey over 20 years ago, and all this emotions hitting me very strongly, and having to deal with that kind of clear sense in the emotions hitting me from the spirit world or whatever, and I had to decipher what's mine and what's somebody else's, and that's the empathy. And a lot of us are going through that now. I've had friends awakening. When all that rubbish you were talking about years ago, it's happened to me now. And a lot of people say it's usually through illness or shock or something that's happened to them. And this card, it's all about rest and on their last sword, that things happen and make them awaken. And it could be just a case start questioning things. Why are people doing that? And why is it the norm? You know? And then new opportunities come. And this is what I've been channeled is there's new opportunities coming for everybody. And to look at what they've got in the material. And it's like, that's not always important. It's important that our relationship with money, as money is an energy, is true. I didn't used to like money because when I worked offshore, I seen all the kind of cost savings, people want to make a lot of money out of projects, and it caused death. Because I witnessed helicopter crashes, the Piper Alpha type days, and people getting killed over bad safety because it was all about money, getting the oil out of the ground, making money. But if you look at the good things you can do with earning money, the good things that you can invest in, the good you can do for others, money is then attracted to you. And that's what's happened to me every time I've had a challenging situation but I want to carry on and do something, money or resources come, or people come and help me. So if it's for a greater good, money comes. Now everybody goes on about the secret, and the secret is great, and the law of attraction is great. I've used it in car parking, where you visualise that parking space right at the front of Asda or right outside the shop, and you get it, and it's great. And if you don't do that, you end up the back of Beyond. It's a long walk, you have to carry your shopping or whatever a long way. But you also got to have the law of resonance, and you've got to resonate that. And if it's something for the greater good, it kind of doubles and grows, and things happen. But you've got to be aware of it. And it's like meeting the right people and getting the right proposals. I've had lots of people come up to me, we're going to back in your centre, we're going to do this, and it's always their ego they want to back, or they want something for them out of it, not for the greater good of the community that we're trying to support. And I've been criticised, you're trying to make money, you're too expensive, whatever. I charge my value because of the time, the experience, the qualifications, the insurance, the fuel, the bills you have to pay. I charge my value. And do you charge your value? Have you ever look at how much value you are per minute, divided what you earn into days, into minutes, and you'll find it's less than a penny. And so do you value yourself? Are you worth more than a penny a minute? That's what I'm trying to say. And people say, yes I am. Well, divide everything down by minutes, and so we've got to learn to value ourselves and justify that and qualify that as well. And there's so many people that I've seen that go and do these online courses and whatnot and become experienced reflexologists and that. Sorry, it's great knowledge, it's great to go and learn some of these things online. You do learn a lot. I'm guilty of doing courses like that. But when it comes to real qualifications and experience, you need to be with people who are experienced and taught in proper qualifications and justify it. I have met many people, healers, who've never been in any course, never been attuned to Reiki, and they're amazing healers and amazing knowledge, but they've studied, they've practiced, they've got experience, they get testimonials. So I do believe in the ones that are not professionally qualified are just as good, but they've got experience and knowledge as well. And I try and marry that in with qualifications and what's legal, because it's a game. It's an illusion sometimes we're forced into. I can't borrow any money to invest because it's a spiritual business. People aren't interested, banks aren't interested, and I've had problems with that. Yet if I starting a new company, say power washing, something like that, they'll throw money at me. If any spiritual help others, they'll stop it. But if you know somebody who wants to invest in all these spiritual, community-based, then get in touch, and I'll listen. So it's always a challenge for spiritual people on a spiritual path. And what's been channeled, things are going to change. If you've got good ideas, you're going to attract the right people to you. And so carry on there, even more battered and weary, and for to survive all the kind of the media attacking people like us, and the stupidness. I get people coming up to me now saying, remember all that stuff, I'm doing it now and things are happening to me now, Derek, can you help me? So over time you learn to get tough, and things do change quickly, and this is part of the ascending into a different dimensional feeling. And if we don't wake up, things will happen, I'll wake you up. Trust me, it's happened to me. And if somebody said to me that I'd be talking about this in this way 20 years ago, I said, you're off your head, you know, because I didn't come from a spiritual background. It's in my family. And I like to say to people that, you know, some of the knowledge that is coming back now is thousands and millions ancient knowledge. Comes from Atlantis, places like that. And as we're getting in touch with the archangels or whatever, or the energy of that, things happen and things come into your thought process. Books suddenly appear in front of you, videos suddenly appear, you start watching different types of videos, or you bump into somebody, or you go to that meeting and you meet and you feel things, and you feel the energy. Now I've seen amazing people transform their lives, and maybe I've planted a seed and they've come back to me, and I've transformed myself, and very often we still continue learning. I've been down the dumps the last couple of weeks because I lost a friend. He was open to all this stuff, and he really enjoyed his life to the full, until unfortunately he died suddenly, without any reason. And I still question that. Why does God take us? But maybe he was needed, and maybe he fulfilled a role, and he woke up and became aware. So, and there's other people that have passed over unexpectedly, and we help and we counsel because life goes on. We still live in this dimension, and this is all about change and destruction. And I pulled this card in another post today, the Tower card, and it's all about moving forward, knocking down the foundations, and the foundations are starting to fall. You know, the normal is no longer normal. People are not accepting normal. People are asking questions. It's happening in America. You can see it all over the place, and we're questioning the media now. And this is maybe why I'm coming on and starting to get fired up to teach and push people and get people to ask questions, and we'll ask questions. And if I don't know the answers, I'll invite somebody on the show and we'll ask them. You know, so if you want me to continue this, I want you to subscribe to this channel and look forward to new content. You could say we're reinvigorating, we're going to find that happy medium for everybody, and we're going to be non-judgmental. So if you want more of this, then comment below, subscribe to the channel, and also remember that you're in control. Let's not look back, let's look forward. And this is me pulling a random last card, the Queen of Cups. It's all about the mothering side of us, the emotional side of us, and mastering that. And we can master it. So if you want more, subscribe, and you know, let's be positive. Let's not all fight each other. We may have different views, different ideas, but let's not be judgmental on those who have different ideas. And remember, we're not always in control of other people, but we are in control about what we do and how we feel. So let's feel positive. Thanks for listening, guys. There will be more to follow up on, and please subscribe. Thanks for listening.